Yes, okay. So, good morning and welcome all once again to this remedial class of 2019-20 TY batch. Okay, today we are going to look at what exactly we need to understand under business economics. Okay, and under business economics, all right, you all are going to appear for an exam in the next week. Okay, some of you all may have semester 5 ATKT also. Okay, for which, like I have been telling you all, if I get time I'll put up a video for that also, but similar lines on what I explained to you today, okay, the same you all can also follow for your semester 5 also, all right, and whatever objectives that you all need to study, you all can study. Okay, all right, now few things that I wish to tell you all right, most important of all, the day you all are going to have your exams, okay, you are required to keep your data backups. Okay, please see to it that you all keep your data backups, because all over Mumbai that day students will be appearing for the examinations, right? And when you all are there on the previous day, etc., please save your data and bandwidth, otherwise next day it will be a problem in rendering. All right, if you are you know don't get into this situation that we were unable to give an exam because there won't be a second chance. All right, so it has to be on that day and at that particular time. So please be very very sure that you end up giving and you end up submitting. Okay, दो तीन phones के backup रखो, all right, and see to it that you all keep your backups ready, all right, that day. And I think it will go on for 7 days, right? You all have 6 papers or something, and 7 days, just one extra I'm saying, because it is very important to understand all these things. Okay, and when you are going to give your exams, select a small corner at your home and sit down and appear for the paper. Okay, class, all right, these were the few things that I wanted to tell you all right. And now what I'm going to do is I'm sharing the PPT of the syllabus, okay, and I'll explain to you syllabus wise how you all are supposed to go about. Okay, but before that, let me tell you all, you are likely to get 25 questions. Okay, these 25 questions are your MCQs. All right, these MCQs are nothing but what we have always studied. Okay, select the correct answer from the alternatives given and rewrite the statement. Now here you do not have to rewrite the statement, you have to just select the right answer. Okay, and the answers will be picked up. All right, it is auto generated, and then we will come to know what you all have attempted, whatever little details that you need to fill in, okay, on the day of the examination. Okay, please fill in those details. All right, and we have given you all enough support about how to go about explaining and writing your so-called examinations online. So basically it is just like how you give your other competitive exams. You have to just tick the right alternative and the process is complete. Correct, class? Okay, so you all will get sufficient time and you all will be able to also answer your papers very meticulously and quickly. So it shouldn't take much of a time. Okay, right, class. Now what I'm doing is I'm sharing the screen over here. Okay, if you all want, you all can keep your videos on now. That is completely your choice. Okay, and when I do that, I am putting up the syllabus in front of you all, and syllabus wise we'll go how to understand each of the process. Okay, all right. Give me 1 second, class. Okay, this is the screen in front of you all right. Is the screen visible, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. Right, class. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll run a slideshow over here now, all right, and then we can begin, all right. Yes, class. Okay, this is the remedial class, all right, and we are talking specifically about semester 6, all right. So let's take up the first topic. See, the first topic deals with international trade, class. Okay, now when we talk about international trade, every question relating to international trade. Like I told you, y'all are likely to expect 25 MCQs. So when y'all expect 25 MCQs, we have effectively 4 modules, correct? So 7 fours is 28, and one more, correct class? So one more will help you to, so you can roughly get 6 questions from each module, and maybe somewhere y'all might get one extra here and there, okay, from some module, okay, whichever the examiners must have felt quite important, right? So when you come to module 1, it is made up of international trade. So remember one thing, your questions will be very simple and very easy. Just keep a little of presence of mind open. They can ask you very simple questions like, what is international trade? Okay, and they'll give you 4 options. Okay, so always remember when you're talking about international trade, what it means. So pick up the right alternative and tick on it, all right? And don't keep the scope of running to Google, searching it, and then again coming back, because there's a time limit, okay? You don't have unlimited time span to answer. You have a limited time span, okay? Now, what are your theories in international trade that we have studied? If you remember Ricardo's theory of comparative cost advantage, okay? The only way you can remember these things now is to read the chapters, okay? Yesterday in my class group, I also sent a message that start reading chapters, especially for theory papers. So if you all are going to look at theory chapters, okay, you have to read. And when you read, you will come to know certain important, okay, things about the theory, okay? Like say, for example, in Ricardo's comparative cost theory, you know that the base of the theory has been absolute cost advantage theory, which was given by Adam Smith. Okay, so they can ask you like who gave the absolute cost advantage theory, and at that time you cannot write Ricardo as your answer, correct? They can also give you what is Ricardo's comparative cost theory. Okay, it is the comparative advantage and disadvantage that helps the economy to produce and export goods and services. So the country which is good at producing a certain commodity must indulge in producing that commodity only. All right, so these options will be given in such a way that you will have to tick them. Okay, so when you tick those options, you know that your answer is correct. Okay, so who has given Ricardo's theory? What is it? It is a 2x2 model. Okay, Ricardo's examples are famous about what? England and Portugal producing wine and cloth. Okay, if you all can recollect, right? All this we had discussed in the class earlier also. Then what are the typical assumptions of Ricardian theory? Okay, it is based on perfect competition. It is based on certain unrealistic assumptions. Okay, it is based on absence of transport cost. It is talking about minimum government interference, okay, and it talks about a perfect domestic, in a domestic rate of exchange, there is a possibility that there might be a disadvantage in domestic trade, but international rate of exchange, which is 1:1, okay, can bring about benefit to the country, okay. So such kind of small interesting facts which are there about the theory, all right, usually come as a question. You also must remember that Ricardian theory of comparative cost is not measured in terms of money. The cost of producing cloth or wine, all right, is always going to be measured in terms of labor value. Okay, so necessary labor time which is taken to produce. And if you remember, I have always given you this example. It takes 5 hours to produce, a chair and 10 hours to produce a table. So it means that 2 chairs will exchange for 1 table. Okay, that is the rate of exchange, which depends upon the labor time, okay, or labor value. All right, right. So that is as far as theory of comparative cost is concerned. It's an unrealistic theory. There are a lot of limitations and criticisms to it, okay. And always remember, Ricardian theory of comparative cost is a classical theory of international trade. Okay, so these are small things that you need to understand when you look at the comparative cost theory of Ricardo. Okay, then came the modern theory, which is an upgraded theory in relation to Ricardian theory of comparative cost, which is called as the Heckscher-Ohlin theory. The Heckscher-Ohlin theory, I told you all, is known by different names. Okay, what is it known as? It is known as factor abundance theory, factor endowment theory. All it is also called as modern theory of trade, where they said that it is not labor time that is important, but a country should specialize in the production of that commodity in which it has factor abundance. Okay, factor abundance means what, class? Say for example, India is a labor intensive economy, so India must indulge in the production of labor intensive goods. Okay, so that is factor, abundance, and endowment. Remember these things. So factor, endowment, factor, abundance, okay, factor, intensity. All right, India is a labor intensive economy. So according to Heckscher-Ohlin theory, India must produce labor intensive goods. Australia is land abundant, so it must go in for production of goods which are going to use more of land as a factor of production. Okay, so on and so forth. Then Heckscher-Ohlin theory moved away from the labor value theory. Okay, and they believed in the price that is going to be paid to the factor of production is going to decide the cost of production, and therefore it will decide the price. Okay, so money and price for the first time enter in the Heckscher-Ohlin theory. Okay, that is also what is important for you all to remember. Okay, so these are small things that you need to remember. And remember this factor intensity and factor cost is measured in physical terms also, as well as in terms of factor prices also. All right, physical terms is how much they produce. All right, and when it comes to factor pricing, it means if labor is costly, then the commodity will be costlier, but if the labor is cheap, then the commodity produced is also going to be cheaper. Okay, so that is why it is very important to look at the Heckscher-Ohlin theory of international trade also. You will not get big questions. Definitely they can also ask you that one major difference between Heckscher-Ohlin theory and Adam Smith, I mean Ricardian theory of comparative cost. Over there you can say that comparative cost theory is a classical theory which is based on the assumptions of labor value, whereas Heckscher-Ohlin theory, okay, starts talking about price and factor pricing, okay, and as well as product pricing, right, which is missing under the comparative cost, right? Okay. Then there is one economist called Leontief, okay, who has criticized Heckscher-Ohlin theory, and whatever Leontief has said, okay, it is a paradox. It goes against what Heckscher-Ohlin theory has to say. So remember the name Leontief and Leontief's paradox, okay, which says that Heckscher-Ohlin theory, which talks about which talks about factor intensity, factor abundance, there is a possibility that at times that factor abundance and factor intensity may not work at all. Okay, and he said that capital abundant country must export capital oriented goods, but it so happened in the USA that a capital oriented good actually started importing capital. So instead of exporting, USA started importing. Okay, so it went against the Heckscher-Ohlin theory, which spoke about factor abundance and factor intensity. Okay, so such is the possibility that can happen, and you can also expect a question that Heckscher-Ohlin theory, okay, experiences Leontief's paradox also. So remember the name Leontief, etc. Okay. Then you come to terms of trade. Okay, very simple questions. What is terms of trade? Okay, terms of trade is the rate of exchange of commodities between two countries, where you have the price of exports and the price of imports. Okay, and terms of trade are usually favorable, unfavorable to the developing countries is what you should remember. All right, and then you can start talking about export and import. If a country's export is more, terms of trade are more favorable. If a country's imports are more, then the terms of trade is unfavorable. All right, and similarly, you have different types of terms of trade. So remember the definitions of what is gross terms of trade, then what is net barter terms of trade, net commodity terms of trade, what is income terms of trade, okay, what is single factorial terms of trade, what is double factorial terms of trade. Okay, small things you all can remember. You need not remember the formula. Nobody will ask you a question on formula. Okay, but the limitation of one TOT led to the development of another TOT. Okay. Now, single factorial and double factorial terms of trade was introduced by Jacob Weiner. Okay, so remember the names of these economists, okay, who are responsible for giving various types of terms of trade. And every terms of trade is a type and it has a limitation of its own. Like, for example, when we talk of commodity terms of trade, it takes into account only the commodities, okay, and it does not take into account services. But always remember, under export and import, you have services also and you have goods also, correct? So at that time you must be able to recollect, oh yes, this is what also is missing. So it has to be commodity terms of trade and not income terms of trade, etc. Okay, And then finally, you have what is called as gains from trade. Okay, what is the advantage of international trade? This is very simple, and it is very easy to understand, which also you all can take into account and you all can read. And finally, you have offer curves. What are offer curves? Offer curves is also known as reciprocal demand theory. Offer curves is given by Marshall and Edgeworth. Okay, it is different from the normal demand and the supply curve. Okay, offer curves, demand curve and supply curve, both are important. All right, and that is what is called as offer curves. All right, and offer curves is again a country which has more of one commodity can offer for exchange, and always import less of a commodity which it does not have with itself, and that is called as offer curves. Okay, so this is as far as module 1. Remember, you will get again MCQs. I'm repeating again and again, and you have to remember everything quite quickly, so that you are able to look at the options and give the answers. All right, and definitely class, read all the chapters. Okay, it is only when you read the chapters you are able to recollect what you are supposed to take as the right alternative. Okay, let's move to the next one. Okay, this is as far as commercial policy. Okay, commercial policy is nothing but commercial trade policy. Advantages of free trade. Okay, disadvantages of free trade, always remember them. Protectionist trade policy, okay, is providing protection to infant industries, and protectionist trade policy is generally followed by the developing countries. Why developing countries? Because they want to avoid being dumped by goods and services, okay, from the international market. And we do not want to depend too much upon foreign countries for investment and for goods and services, and therefore we apply a protectionist trade policy. And as a developing country also, we have to protect our own domestic industries, because we don't want any severe competition from foreign companies which will come and crush or suppress our domestic industries completely. Okay, so protectionist trade policy, whether it is good or bad, again read the advantages and disadvantages of it. Okay, but too much of protectionist policy can invite retaliation. Okay, so remember these words. Retaliation means the other countries will also retaliate. If you stop the import of their goods to your country, then they will also stop the goods which are going from our country to their country, so our exports will reduce. So therefore, when you follow a protectionist trade policy, you need to be very, very careful. And free trade nowadays does not exist, definitely. Okay, we have seen how there is too much of a tariff war that is going on between the US and China, and how they have stopped Chinese goods entering into their market. Okay, so it is definitely a protectionist trade policy, and it has its own limitations, pros and cons. Okay, then how are you going to practice protectionist trade policy? One is with the help of tariffs. Tariffs are nothing but money taxes that are introduced. For example, a custom duty, okay, is an example of tariff. Non-tariff barriers are in the form of quotas, okay. They are physical quotas, monetary quotas. Like say, for example, a country like India will decide not to import more than 20,000 tons of steel, okay, because India produces it internally also. So that is a non-tariff barrier. So what is a tariff? What is a non-tariff barrier? Examples of non-tariff barriers, examples of tariff barriers. Examples means types, okay, types. Okay, meaning of each of it, and of course the effects when you introduce barriers or tariffs, okay, which is a kind of a protectionist trade policy, whether it is good or whether it is bad, okay, for a country. That is what you need to remember. Right. Then you have various kinds of economic integrations. Okay, what is an economic integration? It's a conglomeration of few countries coming together, okay, for some common cause, and that common cause is to get trade benefit. Okay, so you are going to learn about different types of economic integrations, that is European Union, Brexit, and ASEAN. We have seen, okay, European Union, all right, you can say it is when it was formed, what was the date, what was the need, why European Union came into existence, what is the common currency, why did they come into existence? They came into existence because of sovereign debt. Okay, many of the European countries together, okay, if you see them, they are in a euro market today, but individually they had a lot of debt. So instead of borrowing from each other, they decided to come together and pool in, okay, all the money that they had, so that the country which is doing better off will get a better advantage. So at that time, Germany and England and France, okay, and countries like, Spain, they were on the good side, whereas countries like Portugal, Greece, etc., they were slightly suffering countries. So they benefited a lot, and good doing countries managed to get a good deal. All right, and even countries like Greece and Portugal, etc., were protected under the so-called economic integration of EU. Okay, when it was formed, how many countries together make up the euro? All right, so on and so forth. Now, what is Brexit? Okay, why did Britain exit the European Union? All right, under European Union, there is a common currency. Now that Britain has exited, what happens to the currency? Okay, and why did Britain exit? All these questions you should remember, so that you can give answers when the alternatives flash on your screen. Okay, class? Okay. So far, so good. Are you all with me, class? I hope you all are understanding what I'm saying.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm going a little fast, okay, simply because I have 2 more modules to complete, and then for around 15-20 minutes I can at least try to give you all a question answer session if you all need to ask anything. Okay, and then you have ASEAN class, most important of all, whether India is a member of ASEAN, who are the member countries of ASEAN, okay, where are these conferences held, when was ASEAN formed, okay, all these basic things that you all need to know. Okay, how many countries today operate in ASEAN, whether ASEAN is really helping, whether these regional trade blocks are helpful or not helpful. Okay, all this you will understand only when you read the chapters. That is the reason why I told you all read. Okay, once you all read, you are able to understand, and you all are able to recollect also. Okay. Right. Then we go to module 3, okay, balance of payment and international economic organization. All right. Under balance of payment, always remember meaning of balance of payment. There is a balance of payment statement that has to always balance. Okay. A surplus in balance of payment is rare. A deficit is always a possibility. The balance of payment has a current side and has a capital side. What are the items on the current account, what are the items in the capital account? Okay, there is a column of errors and omissions, and the structure of the balance of payment is such, at the end of the day the balance of payment always has to balance, okay, when it comes to theoretical purposes. Okay, so what is India's BOP position, what has happened, whether India has remained in a deficit, whether has India benefited so far? Okay, all these are the various small questions that can come into as far as meaning structure of balance of payment is concerned. Okay, where do unilateral receipts come in, where do unilateral remittances come? Okay, so unilateral remittances, receipts come on the credit side, payments go on the debit side. So you have a credit side and you have a debit side. Under the capital account, what kind of investments come in, short term, medium term, long term? Okay, for how long they are going to live over there, okay, in our economy, whether we have complete convertibility on the current account or on the capital account. We have complete convertibility on the current account and partial convertibility on the capital account. Okay, this is something that you need to remember. Then types of disequilibrium. Okay, types of disequilibrium could be your cyclical, frictional, temporary, short run disequilibrium, structural disequilibrium. Okay, so on and so forth. Like what the world is experiencing today is a cyclical disequilibrium. All right, and it can eventually lead to structural disequilibrium also. A structural disequilibrium is a major disequilibrium which needs to be corrected. So what are the causes and measures to correct disequilibrium in the BOP becomes important. Then you have fiscal measures and monetary measures. Both are responsible for clearing the problem of BOP. Okay, how do they do that? With the help of monetary measures and with the help of fiscal measures. All right, and then you have various methods which are on the monetary side, like devaluation, depreciation, there is appreciation. All right, and as far as fiscal measures are concerned, you have tariffs, quotas, okay, stopping of imports. all right, so on and so forth. Okay, these are the measures that can be used to correct disequilibrium in the balance of payments. But how long can you continue with these measures? Can you reinforce them in a very strong way and continue to keep it there for a very long time? No, because it invites retaliation. So what is retaliation, class? Okay, this is something that you should remember. All right, retaliation is when you stop, the other countries will also stop your products going into their countries. What is the effect? The effect will, exports will come down. Suppose if India undertakes devaluation, what happens to exports? Exports become cheaper, imports become costlier. So automatically exports go out, earnings come in, credit side improves, all right, and the debit side falls and the balance of payment statement improves. Okay, that is the connectivity, right? So all these are various methods to correct the disequilibrium in the balance of payments that you need to remember. Okay, class? All right. Then we come to WTO. What is WTO? World Trade Organization. When was it formed? Okay, who are the members of it? How many members are there in WTO? Members means member countries, huh? Member countries. Is India a member of WTO? Okay, yes or no? Yes, it is. Then WTO is an outcome of what? Okay, who framed it? All right, WTO is an outcome of GATS, General Agreement on Trades and Tariffs, which was there. It was updated and it became WTO. And who was responsible for this formation of WTO? Whether it was Arthur Duncan, he wrote a draft. Okay, so you need to mention about Arthur Duncan, remember his name, all right, and they were responsible for drafting, and that is how WTO came into existence. When did it come into existence? 95, 96, 2000, whatever. Is it an active body? Is India a member of WTO? So on and so forth. And over a period of time, what has happened? Who is the most important person under a WTO? Okay, it is the Director General, or it is the Inspector General. Okay, who is the most important person under the WTO? Okay, how does the WTO solve the problems of countries that are conflicting? There is a dispute settlement mechanism under them. Okay, then under WTO, what are the various agreements that are there between the countries, and is it favoring the developing countries, or is WTO favoring the developed countries? Okay, the WTO wants the subsidies to go away. If subsidies are to go away, is it going to benefit the developing countries or not? Okay, all these things you all need to remember and understand. Then under WTO, you have TRIPS, TRIMS and GATS. Now, nobody is going to ask you in detail what is TRIPS, TRIMS and GATS. But yes, TRIPS का full form क्या है, TRIMS का full form क्या है, GATS का full form क्या है, acronyms, okay, these are. So you got to remember their full forms. When it was brought into existence, okay, why is it related to trade intellectual property rights, okay, why it is related to trade relations of IMS, what is GATS, all right. Remember these things properly. There is an agreement under WTO for agriculture, which is called as AOA, capital A, small o, capital A again. Okay, so there is a multi-fiber agreement. Okay, there is a green box, there is an amber box, and there is a red box. Okay, remember these boxes and what do they signify to y'all. All right, so these are small one sentences that you all need to remember. Okay, right. And is WTO partial to developed countries or developing countries? You all know better. You can always answer these small questions, which you all can tick mark in your exams. Okay, all right. That is as far as C and WTO is concerned. Yes, you have a question, Neet?
Yes, ma'am. Can you please re-explain me TRIPS, TRIMS and GATS?
Yes.
The
okay.
last.
Yes. See, TRIPS and TRIMS, why TRIPS and TRIMS were introduced under the WTO. Okay. What is it related to? There is something like intellectual property rights. Okay. Why intellectual property rights are important? Then what is TRIMS? Why was TRIMS brought into existence? What is GATS? Why is it agreement on trade services? Okay. It is on agreement on trade and services. Then why it was brought into existence. All right. And whether India benefits from TRIPS, TRIMS and GATS. Okay. What are the benefits benefits to India? Has India tripped herself anywhere? Has India trimmed herself anywhere? Has India benefited in GATS? All right. There is something called as an agreement for agriculture also. So under agriculture also, what is the agreement called? It is called as capital A, small o, and AOA. Okay. And there is a multi-fiber agreement. Then our subsidies that are being provided in the developing countries, are they helping them to get a better hold on trips and trims, etc.? Okay. Like for example, India is patenting neem leaves or even turmeric for that matter. Okay, then in that case, then where do we come? We come under trims or we come under trips. Okay, that is something that you all need to remember. Okay, right, Meet. I hope I have made things clear to you.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am. Thank you.
yes. Okay, shall I proceed to the last topic now?
Sure, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, then we come to the last topic, okay, last module rather, which is foreign exchange rate management. Okay, now foreign exchange rate management is, always remember, a very, very volatile topic. Okay, it's always a very volatile topic because foreign exchange market, so much goes around over here. So you have to remember what is a foreign exchange market. ये forex जो है वो foreign exchange है, उसका short form दिया है मैंने. Okay, what is a foreign exchange market basically? Is it really a physical market? Okay, or is it a market where one country exchanges a currency with another country? So, you know, you can expect a so-called fill in the blank asking you that it is kind of a market where one country's dash is exchanged for another country's dash. So what is it? It is currency exchange, correct? So you should know what options to write. It is money, currency, cash, or it is let us say president. Okay, so the options may appear very funny to slightly confuse you all if they really want to. All right, so for that reason you have to be very alert as to what your answers would be. What is a foreign exchange market? What is a vehicle currency? All right, what are the functions of a foreign exchange market? Who are the dealers under the foreign exchange market? How do you determine equilibrium exchange rate? Okay, there is a demand for foreign exchange and there is a supply of foreign exchange. Okay, they both help you to determine what is the rate of exchange, and that is how we come to the conclusion that $1 is rupees 75 or so on and so forth, correct? Okay, so that is as far as the foreign exchange market is concerned with its meaning and its functions. All right. Right. Then you have the big PPP theory, which you all, I hope you all are able to recollect. It is the purchasing power parity theory. Always remember who introduced the purchasing power parity theory. Can anybody remember and tell the name of the person who wrote this theory or introduced this theory, class?
Gustav Kessel. Is it
Yes,
Gustav
very
Kessel?
good. Yes, very correct. So I guess you all are quite prepared for the exams. Okay, great to know that. All right. The purchasing power parity theory is based on the law of something. What is that law? It is the law of one price, not law of demand, not law of supply, not law of any other law. Okay, and it is based on exchange of consumption baskets. There are two versions to this PPP theory. What are those two versions? Absolute version, relative version. Okay, and of course it has certain limitations which can also come in the form of a fill in the blanks. Okay, all right. Then you have hedging, arbitrage, and speculation. Okay, where when you talk about hedging, all right, please repeat the name of whom the PPP theory or person. It is Gustav Kassel, Gustavcassel, right? Gustav Kassel. Right. Then you have hedging, arbitrage, and speculation. All right. Okay, yes, okay. You have hedging, arbitrage, and speculation. You know who are speculators. Arbitrators are dealers. Speculators are people who are interested in trying to make more money in the foreign exchange market by buying the foreign exchange at a lesser price and trying to sell it at a higher price, okay, when the prices jump. All right, and that is as far as hedging and arbitraging and speculation is concerned. They all help in forward contracts. They help in forward trading, or they help in what is called as future trading of currency. So to insulate oneself, all right, one always enters into hedging, arbitraging, and speculation. Okay, they are also kind of dealers. Some of them have been authorized and some of them are not authorized, and they do their work privately also. Then you have commercial banks, you have a lot of retail traders. Okay, then you have various exchange departments who have been licensed to provide you with foreign exchange. Okay, so remember all these so-called functions of what is a hedging, what is arbitrage, and what is speculation. Then there is covered arbitrage and there is uncovered arbitrage. Covered arbitrage is something where you have already entered into a contract and the rate of interest has already been decided in the dealer's market. Okay, and uncovered arbitrage is you know, a kind of a market where you are taking the risk of waiting for the market to give you a higher rate of interest, which may happen, which may not happen. Okay, and finally you have the role of our good old central bank. Okay, in our country it is the RBI, all right, who plays a role in the foreign exchange rate management. Now India has adopted a managed flexible exchange rate system. Okay, under the managed one minute class. Okay, under the managed flexible exchange rate system, what has happened to India is that we have a full convertibility at current account and a partial convertibility at the capital account. And the Reserve Bank of India, when it is needed, okay, interferes. All right, the Reserve Bank of India interferes in the foreign exchange market. I have told you all to keep your mics on mute mode, class. Just simple instructions you all don't understand. Right. So I was talking about the role of the central bank. Okay, when the central bank interferes, what has happened to the foreign exchange rate between the Indian rupee and the US dollar? Okay, since 2011 to 2020, you can have a look at it when all the dollars fluctuated. Okay, and how dollars have always appreciated. Okay, what are the reasons that have been cited by the central bank? Okay, what happens when there is a fluctuation in the price of the foreign exchange? What happens when rupee starts depreciating? What does the RBI do? The RBI tightens the roles of the hedgers, arbitrators, and speculators. Unnecessary imports are cut down, all right, and only necessary imports are allowed. Okay, so various packages are announced by the RBI, and of course, with the help of certain monetary instruments, RBI manages to control the so-called foreign exchange rate in the economy. All right. So overall, this is what is your entire part about your exam paper. Okay, now in your exam paper, you are definitely expected to write your name or your roll number, whatever is there, the instruction will come on to it. Okay, so like I have told you all, just be alert, all right, and whatever you all are supposed to write and whatever you all are supposed to give, please give and submit it. All right, there's no need to get panic. All right, and I'm sure you all will get through, and many of you all have been given a lot of competitive exams, correct? So this is also going to be of a similar kind. All right, and it will really help you all, right? So I have only this much to say. All the best, and hope you all get your convocation degree soon, class. You all have been waiting for it, and it's much awaited. Right, on this note, I will stop the screen share and I will leave the floor open for question and answers. Okay, and y'all can switch on your videos if y'all want, and now y'all can ask questions. Right, it is nice to see many of your names and so many of y'all back over here. Okay, I hope y'all have been good, and I hope y'all have so far understood what I was trying to explain. Yes, your questions now. And please restrict it to the subject. Yes, good morning, Atharva.
Yes, ma'am. Welcome back. Actually, काफी time के बाद आपको देख रहे हैं
Yes,
इस lecture
yes.
के लिए. Yeah,
Yes.
so ma'am, actually जो अभी जो foreign rate exchange का जो था, उसमें एक चीज थी कि हम लोग को कुछ basic calculations दिए गए थे, मतलब normal जो थे, तो वो चीजें भी fill in the blanks में MCQs में आएगा.
No. Your MCQs will be purely theoretical. Okay, But yet, to be on the safer side, I will be happy if you would just remember like one or two formulas, all right, where you feel it is absolutely important that you have to remember this. Otherwise, not required, because you wouldn't have time to sit and calculate there and then give an answer to it. Okay, and yes, I'm sure the papers will be set in such a way that it will take care of the students who are average, above average, and those who are slow learners also. So I think the papers will be pretty easy. That is what my reading goes. Ultimately, it depends upon how well you have understood the subject and how well you all are able to recollect and crack out the correct answers.
Yeah, because मैम पिछले 3-4 महीने से तो बिल्कुल भी बुक्स को हाथ नहीं लगाया है.
That is something where I cannot give you all a solution. I know we all feel like, anyways, I'm not saying it because I'm on an open platform, and this lecture will go on my YouTube channel. So you all know, and you all have to be on your toes when you're appearing. Yes, I have something in the chat box over here. Ma'am, please explain to me more about Brexit. What do you want me to explain, child, about Brexit? Brexit is the exit of Britain from European Union. Why it exited? Because it was the only country, okay, at that time when it took an exit, all right, in 2017, 18, etc., 19, it was the only country which was on the positive side of international trade and development, whereas other countries were suffering, and definitely a lot of debt was given away to Greece, and it was becoming difficult to recover for all the European countries to so-called recover it, okay, and Britain did not want to suffer more because internally she herself had started facing unemployment problems in her country. So she took a very clever decision of moving out of the Brexit, and there could have been some political reasons also, which was never declared by Britain under the Brexit policy. Okay, right. I hope that answers the question. Right, class.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning.
How are you, ma'am? Ma'am, can you just explain me the forex management?
Forex management in what regard?
Ma'am, there are 4 European nations which currencies are running right now. That is euros, dollars, and all of the will be asked us in the MCQs.
No.
Will we not? They'll not ask the questions, right?
No.
Okay. Thank you so much.
It is so much related to your syllabus only that questions will be asked. Okay, I have a question from Oshra over here. The question bank, ma'am, you are going to give us. I am not going to give the question bank. It will be given by the college authorities. Okay, and yes, you will have to do that, right? That is a kind of a practice, and I think you will have a mock test also. All right, and in that mock test, I think the date is already put on the website, so you will get an idea of what kind of questions are likely to be there, and chapters you have to read. Okay, read the chapters. Only when you read the chapters, okay, you are going to get MCQs to answer, right? If you don't read the chapters and if you only solve the questions that are given at the end of your so-called textbooks, all right, then you are taking a risk. All right, so please, you will have to now sit a little late, and you will have to sit and read, and it kind of is going to be taxing, but it is just for a matter of next 10 days where you will have to do this. So if you are able to read, nothing like it. Ma'am, will questions be asked for foreign exchange based on the current situation? No. It is all syllabus related. Nothing beyond the syllabus will come to you. How many questions in the exam will come from the question bank? I have no idea. Question bank is practice. That doesn't mean everything from the question bank will come to you. No.
Ma'am, anything for office goers, because currently I'm working, so बहुत कम time बचता है घर पे जाने के लिए.
Child, if you are an office goer, then you will have to take time in the office off, and you will have to sit there and read. Okay, that is the only option I can give you. Right, otherwise you will have to depend on the question bank, but even if the question bank is given to you, there's no guarantee that things will come from the question bank. Okay. Question bank is kind of a pattern, okay, for making you all familiar. Okay, that is what it is for. Right.
Okay. No.
Ma'am, I wanted to ask that total how many MCQ questions will be there we have to attend?
25.
But ma'am, what the information we got, it was like that there are total 60 MCQs out of which 50 would be considered.
Now, see, there is still a decision that is being going on whether it will be 25 questions and 2 marks each. Okay, that is MCQs, or whether you will be given 50 questions, 60 questions, and you have to attempt any 50. Then again, there is a time limit to it. Okay, if 50 questions are given and if 1 minute time is given, all right, then we do not know whether you will be able to complete your paper or not. So mostly we are going by the understanding that it would be 25 questions for you. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, and please keep watching the college website. It is the college website which gives you all the possible announcements. Okay, so keep
thank you,
watching
ma'am.
over there.
Thank
Yes. Ma'am, how many questions? Yes, I answered that. Right. Any more questions? Yeah, please, if you all want to ask anything, ask. And yes, class, don't ask me difficult questions that if by mistake I'm not able to give, if I'm by mistake I'm not able to log in, then what can I do? Class, these are technical questions, correct, which I cannot really answer. So that is why I'm telling you all, keep up your backup data in such a strong way that on the day of the exam, you will have to appear for it. You will have to appear for it. Okay, how you appear is entirely up to y'all, because y'all are sitting at home or in your offices like many of y'all go to work, then you will have to make arrangements for yourself. Right,
Ma'am,
class?
tomorrow
So,
can we have a मतलब एक doubt solving lecture sir, because maximum students will आज के आज सब पढ़ लेंगे तो कल एक doubt का एक अलग से ले सकते हैं.
it is not quite possible for that, Atharva, but what you can do is you can send messages to me on my personal chat or something, and then I will try to answer it to y'all. Okay, but
Okay.
please mention your name and division, okay, from where you belong to. Otherwise, my chat boxes are full with various doubts of various students, FY, SY. So we cannot recollect like who is this. I say, ma'am, I have filled the form, but who are you, child? I don't know who you are, so I should know who you are. Right, so we'll definitely answer.
Sure.
Yeah. Right, class. So always very quickly to recollect, remember the names of the authors of, remember the name of the economists who have given the theories, who have developed it, okay, who have criticized it. There are certain paradoxes, okay, ironical conclusions, who brought some thing like WTO into existence, etc., etc. And that should help you all to sail through. It is not going to be very difficult. Like I always tell you all, read. It is only when you read that you will succeed. Correct, class? Okay. Ma'am, question bank will be provided for SEM 5 ATKT also. Yes, it will be provided. It will be provided. Okay, it will be provided, class. It will be provided. Because all MCQs have been framed and they have been sent to the university and to the concerned colleges, okay, who are acting as head of the cluster colleges. So they once it is given, it will be given to you all, provided keep watching the college website. Like I told you, announcements will come over there, and that is where you all will come to know what is going to happen. Can we have a revision lecture for SEM 5 Eco? I cannot do that, child. What I can do is, if you want, जैसे मैंने SEM 6 का समझाया, if I get time, I will quickly do some recording, and I will put it in front of the YouTube channel, where you all can go through that part of the SEM 5 lecture if you want. Okay. Right, class, that is the only way I can help you out, huh? For SEM 5. Then, ma'am, will the front camera or webcam be enabled during the examination? If those instructions come, then it has to be enabled, class. You should open and you should sit. Okay, yes, mobile or laptop used for exam. Now see, usually if you have the facility of a laptop, nothing like it. All right, sit with it. If you don't have one, then mobile phone is the only, option available. Channel's name, ma'am, to subscribe. I will tell you, Suyash. I will send the link of this lecture to y'all, okay, or to A division students who are wanting it, and you can have a link to this again if those who have missed out in the beginning. Will a mock test be conducted? Yes, it is going to be conducted. Okay, keep watching the college website. Right, class. So I hope on which platform will the exam be conducted. Everything will be told to your class, maybe by today or tomorrow maximum. Okay, the decisions have been taken. Yesterday being Sunday, the college authorities were at work. So there's a possibility we may have a meeting today and everything will be cleared. Once that is cleared, your concerned class teachers, okay, or the college website will announce all the details to you. All the details will be announced. Okay. Right. We still have 5 minutes to go. Do you all have any more questions? Then please do ask class. The more the number of doubts you have, the better it is. It clears out the doubts of many students also. Some students who are not able to enter in, all right, like I'm telling y'all, when y'all get the link, hand it over to them also. And many a times, y'all come in, y'all go out, net connectivities are very low. And I mean, before the, of course, before semester 5, you will get all the details, right? And whatever is needed will also be provided to y'all. Don't worry about it. Please share your number so that we can answer. Yes, my number is there with Manay. Y'all can take it from there. Manay, I think you're there in the class. You can share
Yes,
my number.
Yes, ma'am.
And one request, class, please see to it that your messages come in the daytime, because after 11, I usually don't answer it. Okay. Ma'am, during exam, alternatives will be one word or will it be in a sentence? You don't have to write anything. You have to just, click on the correct option, child. So whether it is a sentence or whether it is one word, it doesn't matter. Okay, like for example, if I say the comparative cost theory was given by Ricardo in this year, in so and so time, and he spoke about this example, aise to nahi rahega na? It will be comparative cost advantage theory was given by, that's it, David Ricardo. So that becomes one or two words. But if he talks about, labor time and labor value in the process of production, then that could come as a sentence. Okay, then that could come as a sentence. So you should remember which sentence you have to tick on. Then can you explain a little about AOA? AOA is nothing very great. It is just about agreement on agriculture, okay, for India, where they are asking us to reduce the subsidies which is given by the government to the agriculture sector, okay, and they are also asking to remove the minimum support prices, the issue prices, etc., which are being given to the farmers, so that farmers come in the competitive world and the price of the food grains remain uniform on the world platform. Okay, that is all about AOA. Ma'am, we have to learn the diagram for MCQ. I don't think so. No, I don't think so. No diagrams will be asked. When will the mock test be conducted? I think it is put up on the website that you will have a mock test on a certain date. Practicals are on and mock test date has come up, I guess. If it has not come up, it will be announced by today evening or something. Keep watching for the website, okay? Keep watching for the website, and I'm sure your friends are all connected. The moment you get something from the website, download it and hand it over to your friends immediately. Right. Yes, I will give you the link, child. I'll give you the link. I'm going to share it with Ayush of TYA, so he will cross share it with everyone. I'll share it with Manay also. Okay, Manay, do the work of just handing over the link, okay, because I need to render this lecture which I've recorded, and only then it will go on the channel. All right, So
Sure,
it will
ma'am.
take some time. It will take at least 2-3 hours, because I have an immediate lecture after this. All right, and after that we will do, and we'll let you know. What if we do face any technical issue during the exam? Child, over here, I really cannot help you to answer this question. I have no answer to this. I really don't have an answer to this. So just pray to God Almighty that everything goes smooth, nice, and clean. Okay, that is all that we can hope and wish for. Okay, class. So it's been nice to have seen you all, and I think never in the normal lectures I got so many questions from you all. So I'm quite happy to know that there are a huge set of questions which I was able to answer. So I think all the year of teaching that I did with you all was really good, and the fact that you all are asking so many questions, subject related or whatever questions, okay, makes me feel that so much okay has been between you and me, that we are able to answer for you all, and I hope everything is very normal and very successfully you all give your exams, and you all clear out with your good marks, and you very soon come for a convocation degree back physically to the college. Okay, class, right? So all the very best once again, and if you all have any doubts, yes, do tag me whenever possible. I may read it and leave it at times, okay, but I'll definitely answer back later on. Okay, class. So thank you. It was nice to have you all been over here, and yes, definitely you can say this is the last lecture for economics, as long as you join any other course in future. Okay, right. So thank you, and all the very best, and come out with flying colors. Ma'am, what will be the passing if we are attending only 25 questions? Okay, Tejal, now please don't ask such complicated questions. All these instructions will come on the exam paper. Okay, you read it over there. Right, class? Okay, so I think I will stop the lecture. I have a lecture at 10:15. It takes 10 minutes for the video to render. Right, class? Okay, so thank you so much, class, and thank you very much, and all the very best. All right, and yes,
Thank you so much, ma'am.
all the best.
Thank you,
Yes.
ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank
and
you,
do well,
Thank
do
you,
well.
ma'am.
Thank you so much for
Thank you,
those who
ma'am.
have put on the
Thank
chat
you,
box.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye, and take care, and all the best. Stay
Bye,
safe.
ma'am.
Yes,
Thank you.
I'm ending it. Huh? Yeah.
See you soon, ma'am.